Have you ever wondered what might happen if we pitted some of our biggest action movie heroes in a one-on-one Mortal Kombat style bracketed tournament until there was only one hero left? Well, you are absolutely in the right place because that's exactly what we're going to do. Now I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. Each of our action heroes were seeded based on these four qualities: fighting style, ruthlessness, versatility, and a realistic versus entertainment style of fighting. For each matchup, our heroes will learn of their opponent 24 hours in advance to give them time to prepare, but they will not know what their fighting scenario and environment will be until they are placed in it. Our first judge will be you, the fans. Prior to each matchup, you will be able to vote through a community post on who you think is going to win. The second judge is a no-nonsense, straight-to-the-facts kind of judge. It's no other than Google Gemini. But if the voting is split 1-1 between our judges, then it's going to go to a tie-breaking judge, which is me, of course, to see who advances. Now, as each hero falls and the other advances, we move one step closer to crowning the ultimate action hero. Let's go to our ring announcer and meet our first fighters. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time for our opening first round matchup to crown the ultimate action hero. Fighting out of the blue corner, our hero comes in at 5 foot 10 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. He is a martial artist, the number 16 seed, Frank Dux. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he comes in at 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing 175 pounds. He is highly trained in hand-to-hand, Krav Maga, and tactical combat. He is the number 1 overall seed, Jason Bourne. With our combatant set, let's take a look at each fighter's profile, showing why they would win, what scenarios would benefit them the most, and what ones are going to hurt them the most. Let's start first with Jason Bourne. Jason Bourne's fighting style is characterized by its practicality and efficiency. He is a master of hand-to-hand combat, utilizing Krav Maga and other martial arts styles that focus on disabling their opponents quickly. This grounded approach would give him an edge against Dux' potentially more theatrical and less practical techniques. Bourne is not just a fighter though, he is a tactical thinker. He analyzes his environment, exploits its weaknesses, and adapts his strategy in real time. This adaptability would allow him to counter Dux' moves and anticipate his attacks. Bourne is willing to do whatever it takes to survive and win. He's ruthless when necessary and can adapt to any situation. This gives him a crucial edge in a no-holds-barred fight. So what kind of scenarios would favor Jason Bourne? Well, he thrives in chaotic urban settings, where he can use his environment for cover, escape, and tactical advantage. Bourne's close-quarter combat skills are highly effective in tight spaces, and it would limit Dux' ability to utilize elaborate maneuvers. Any scenario where improvisation and adaptability are key. Bourne's ability to think on his feet and use whatever is necessary to him as a weapon would be a major advantage. Now, what scenarios would hurt Jason Bourne? Any highly formalized martial arts arena. If the fight were to take place in a setting with very strict rules and where only traditional martial arts moves are allowed, it might somewhat hinder Bourne's more orthodox and pragmatic style. If Dux can heavily dictate the terms of the engagement, it could really hinder Bourne. Now let's take a look at Frank Dux. Dux is portrayed as a master of various martial arts, possessing a wide range of techniques and potentially mysterious skills, like being blinded and still fighting his opponent. This could give him an unpredictable edge, catching Bourne off guard with less familiar moves. If Dux' feats are taken at face value, he might possess techniques that are outside of Bourne's experience, giving him an element of surprise. What scenarios would favor Dux? It would be a traditional martial arts setting. A setting that favors formalized combat and showcases martial arts prowess could give Dux an advantage. But what scenarios would hurt Dux? Probably a realistic combat scenario. In a gritty, realistic fight where efficiency and practicality are paramount, Dux' potentially exaggerated or less practical techniques might not be as effective against Bourne's brutal efficiency. Also, an unpredictable, chaotic environment. Bourne's ability to adapt to chaos would be a major problem for Dux if he cannot control the environment. If the fight drags on, Bourne's endurance and relentless pressure could overwhelm Dux, especially if his more specialized techniques are tiring. Now that we've seen our fighters' profiles, let's see where they're going to be battling it out. To determine our hero's fighting scenario, we will be spinning the Wheel of Destiny. The wheel features 14 different fighting scenarios that favor and hurt each of our fighters. Let's find out where Bourne and Dux will be fighting. A suspended platform high above the ground with no weapons. This is definitely a break in favor of Dux. He might actually have a fighting chance now, but will it be enough? Let's go find out. We have our fighters, we have our fighting scenario and environment. Now, let's see how this fight plays out. Bourne and Dux face each other. The drop, a stark reminder of the stakes. Bourne's stance is low and ready, his eyes constantly addressing Dux, looking for any tell. Dux adopts a more traditional martial arts stance, his hands held in a ready position, a look of intense focus on his face. Dux initiates with a rapid series of snap kicks aimed at Bourne's midsection. Bourne, anticipating a more traditional attack, uses tight, economical blocks, deflecting the kicks outward. Bourne immediately closes the distance, moving with surprising speed for the confined space. He throws a sharp jab, followed by a cross, aiming for Dux's face. Dux, relying on his reflexes, slips the jab and blocks the cross with a forearm. Dux counters with a spinning back kick, a more flamboyant move. Bourne, however, has seen variations of this before. He pivots, letting the kick pass just inches from his side, and uses the momentum to grab Dux's kicking leg. Bourne yanks Dux's leg, attempting to pull him off balance towards the edge. Dux, with years of training, uses his other leg to hop and regain his footing, breaking Bourne's grip with a swift upward sweep of his free leg against Bourne's forearm. The fight becomes a flurry of close-quarter strikes. Bourne utilizing short, powerful elbow strikes and knee strikes, aiming for vital points. Dux responds with quicker, more varied strikes, a rigid hand to the throat, a tiger claw aimed at the eyes. Bourne absorbs a glancing blow to the temple, but manages to trap Dux's arm. He executes a swift, brutal knee strike to Dux's thigh, causing a visible wince of pain. Dux, momentarily stunned, tries to create distance with a push kick to Bourne's chest. Bourne stumbles back slightly but maintains his footing near the edge. He uses this slight separation to quickly advance again. Bourne attempts a takedown, shooting low for Dux's legs. Dux, anticipating this, sprawls effectively, preventing Bourne from completing the takedown. He rains down a series of hammer fists to Bourne's back and shoulders. The instability of the platform becomes a factor. A sudden gust of wind causes both men to momentarily lose their balance. Bourne uses this to his advantage, shifting his weight and using Dux' off-balance state to drive him towards the edge. Dux, realizing the danger, spins and uses the momentum to launch a jumping sidekick aimed at Bourne's chest, hoping to create distance again. Bourne blocks the kick with a raised forearm, the impact jarring his arm. The fight has moved precariously close to the edge of the platform. Both men are breathing heavily, showing signs of fatigue. Dux attempts a high spinning kick, a visually impressive but risky move in this environment. Bourne, anticipating the telegraph move, ducks under the kick and seizes Dux' other leg, which is momentarily off the ground. With a powerful heave, Bourne uses Dux' own momentum against him, driving him towards the open air. Dux scrambles desperately, grabbing for anything on the metal platform. His fingers scrape against the cold steel. Bourne, with a final, brutal stomp on Dux' outstretched hand, breaks his grip. Dux lets out a strangled cry as he plummets over the edge. Bourne watches for a moment, his expression grim and focused, before he turns away. The fight concluded with brutal efficiency. And with that, Jason Bourne is our winner. Moving on to round 2. Let's see how the judges scored it. Our first judge, you the fans, with 60% of the vote, chose Dux. Our second judge, Google Gemini, goes with Bourne. And our tie-breaking judge, Chris Reacts, that's me, goes with Jason Bourne. Having it be on a high suspended platform with no weapons definitely helped Dux and made this a much closer fight, but ultimately it just wasn't enough to overcome our winner, Jason Bourne. In our next video, we are going to be looking at what might possibly be my absolute favorite matchup in this first round. We have John Rambo versus Major Allen Dutch Schaefer. Make sure to subscribe so you see our community post where you get to place a vote for who you think is going to be the winner. You will also get our movie reviews, trailer reviews, and a bunch of shorts, all movie and TV related. Don't forget to smash that like button and check out this video right here. And don't forget to come back as we move forward to crown the ultimate action hero.